Long day, y'all. Long day. Gotta make another run. Really don't like these late night runs really too much. I don't know, maybe as you get a little older, you just kind of like, you get used to what the old folks used to say. They used to say something like, ain't nothing outside but this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. But, I mean, sometimes at nighttime driving, it's kind of soothing. But, a lot of times I like to kind of, it all depends. It all depends. But one thing I do take advantage of these late night runs, we're going to go to Target because they got the deals and stuff. What's very interesting about what's happening right now with shutdowns, you're not hearing nothing about no DEI. You ain't really going to hear anything of that. The number one beneficiaries of SNAP benefits is white women. It's white folk. Those are the number one beneficiaries in SNAP EBT benefits. But what you're not going to hear, you're not going to hear anybody that was talking about, well, you're not going to hear that. I guarantee you. Ain't nobody talking about no DEI and talking about where they can't shop and where they ain't going to shop. They want to shop anywhere they can right now. And the government is shut down. Ice Babies out doing their thing. I don't know if they're getting paid or not. I'm assuming they might be. I don't know. There's state workers. State workers are still getting paid. But, this is the government. This is the federal government, the Fettuccine Alfredos. But anyway, I want to talk about something a guy told me today that resonated with me at work. You got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds to impress somebody. Elevator pitches is what he was saying. And so, in these environments, like he said, man, in this kind of environment, don't nobody care about your resume, your experience, none of your skill set. You just got to make a good impression. That 30-second rule. I should have put that in my book, the 30-second rule. So you get up on the elevators and you talking to some of these executives, big wigs, or some people. You got 30 seconds. They ain't got no time, man. They don't got time to sit there and babble with you. You have 30 seconds to show and prove, and then afterwards, then they forget about you. You know what I mean? So a lot of times when I go in certain spaces and I got that X amount of time, like let's say, for example, let's just say you're going to, we'll just say the 31st floor. Let's just say that. Let's just assume that's where you're going. You're going to the 31st floor. All right. Well, damn, man. And that's one thing about them phones. They don't let you record any longer. You know what I mean? They kind of just... So, all right, look. I'm trying to think if I should just go in. Is this the same side? No, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go in this way. I'm going to go in this way. So, the 30-second rule, right? So, you only get a limited amount of time to talk to the person you're trying to talk to. You don't really get a long time to make your impression. So like they said, the elevator pitch, 30 seconds. You let them know what you do. You let them know who you are. You kind of talk to them a little bit. I might give me some chips and guacamole tonight. Hell, I don't know. That might be a little salty. You go in there with that mindset that I'm trying to get here. So you talk to that person in the mindset of where you're trying to go. And you only got a limited amount of time to do it. So, like he was saying, it ain't got nothing to do with your experience. It ain't got nothing to do. It's all that they just like you. It's not the kind of environment where you're leading with your past tense accomplishments. It's the kind of environment, and some environments are different, but that 30-second rule applies to all industry. So, you know, I never thought about the 30-second rule. Now, I always knew about impressions, but I didn't really think about the 30-second rule too much. But they talked about elevator pitch and things of that nature and stuff. I start talking about things that, you know, I know that people like to talk about, like boats. I may not know too much about boats. Like I was talking to a guy today. I talk about boats. I talk about, you know, they might talk about cabins, boats, and, you know, I talk Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Those are things that it's universal. They may not like Game of Thrones, but if you become familiar, you gotta become familiar with the environment that you're trying to be in. That's something you gotta do. You know, if you're trying to go into a different direction. Now, if you good where you're at or whatever, but if you're trying to go somewhere different, then yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, that's all I want to really say, man. But, like I say, I seen a position. It's a few positions that came out. There was two. One of them was, I think it was a Microsoft Teams expert. That position for, MDM, mobile device management. That position was paying like $40-something an hour, $10.99, I think it was. And then there was another one that was paying $40, $10.99. So wait a minute. So there was one up with about MDM, mobile device management. And then there was another one with Microsoft Teams. So they want people to have that experience. So if that's you, then ping me. You know, I'm trying to think of what else came up. I might put it in this video. And just show y'all what it is or whatever. And, you know, but I didn't really know anybody that, you know, I'm getting these positions, but a lot of times people don't have the experience. You know what I'm saying? They don't either have the experience and I'm like, man, I might have to brother chat y'all resume together, man. Straight up. Y'all might have to open up a VM like my guy Jerry or something, man, and play around with it, man, and just slap that on the, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, that's what y'all may have to do. Y'all like, well, man, I don't know. You may have to just go ahead and just do it. You know, and go ahead and get that $50 an hour. I'm gonna holler at y'all though.